What's up everybody, Seth K Bani here. Now in this video, I'm going to show you 8 secrets that makes this flyer stand out and how you're going to use it also in your next birthday flyer. Let's step into Photoshop. Now Control N, I'm going to set it to 2000, I'll set the height to 2000, the resolution, I'm going to set it to 72, and then that is it. Let's call it birthday flyer. Click on create. Now I also set my grids or my lines as well, 4, 4, and then okay. Now we want to start with the background. I'm just going to bring a solid color. I'll click here, go to solid color and pick yellowish color. I'm going to use ECB329. Click on OK, and I'm going to put it in the group. I'll call it, let's name it BG. You also want to bring in some texture. Now that's secret number 1. You don't want your background to be so boring like this. Sometimes you just want to bring in something that will make it much more interesting and rich. I'm going to use this one and then I'll resize it. I'll drag it somewhere here, enter. Then I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, I'll go to Gaussian blur. Now I want to set it to 27 and then that is it. Duplicate it and then drag it down. This time I'm going to resize it more, enter. I'm going to set it to hard light. Set this one also to hard light and then let's close it. You're going to put it in the group and then you're going to call it texture. Now I also want to bring in some text. Let's type happy birthday there and then I'll set it to 1E, 1E, 1E because I don't want it to be too black. Now I'll open my character. I'm going to use wicked mouse and then I'm going to resize it. I think this is better. I'll duplicate it and then I'll drag it down. I'm also going to pick this and then I'll paste it there. I'll go to the leading. I'll set it to 401. Then I'll drag both of them up a little bit. Also, I want this. Go to paragraph, set it to middle aligned, and then Control T. Let's bring it somewhere there. I'm going to put it in the group and I'm going to call it HBD. Now I want to bring my image in there so that I can have a better perspective about everything. Let's resize it. You also want to keep it in the middle. I feel like this is quite better. I'm going to put it in the group. I'll call it image. We're not done with our image yet. Click on it. I want you to create a layer and then I want you to hold Alt and clip it to it. Now I want you to pick your brush to and then set the color to color black and then set your opacity to around maybe 30 something and then set your caps lock off. Increase the size of the brush and just brush around the chest. Let's give it a mask just in case we want to clean around it. Let's glue the shoulders. Let's hold Alt. Let's pick the background color, set your opacity all the way to 100 and then create a new layer and then clip it to it and then pick the background color. Alright, so let's brush there, then let's brush there. Now go to there. Let's go and let's choose color dodge. So I like the way it stands out now. Let's see. Okay, so now we can close it. We also want to duplicate happy birthday. Duplicate it and then I want you to drag it up and then Control T and then let's resize it. Let's drag it to the chest. I want to make sure it occupies the entire chest area, something like this. And then now let's open it. Let's work on it. We're going to happy. We want to set happy to a color yellow. I'm going to click on the character and pick this color FFDE00. I'm going to use this particular color. I'm also going to click on birthday. I want to give it a greenish color. I'm going to choose 30FD43. Now guys, this is secret number 2. The colors you use is also very important. Make sure you use colors that really blend together. Okay, you can go online and then search for colors that blend together and then use them. Let's delete the copy side from there. Now I'm going to double click it. I'll go to drop shadow. I'll set it to color black. Set the opacity to 100. The angle to 90. And then set this side to 0. Set the spread to 3. Set the size to 7. And then pick this contour thing. Let's go to inner glow. And then come here, set it to linear dodge. Set the opacity to 56. And then come choose color yellow. Pick the yellow in there. Okay, or even let's come up a little bit. Let's drag it down a bit. Okay, so around 18 is better. Let's leave everything like this and then click on. Okay, alright, so now we can close it behind the image and then let's create a new layer. Let's put it in a group. Let's call it glow and then let's open it. Let's go and pick our brush and then set it to color yellow. Let's pick the yellowish in there and then let's make sure caps lock is off. And then I want us to increase the size. Then let's paste it here. Then let's paste it here. Now let's go to our blending modes. Let's set it to linear dodge. Now guys, this is another secret. Okay, guys, utilize glow in the background or find a light source. Now because there is no light source in the background, I'm trying to create a light source over there. Just use light glow in there and then your design is going to look quite interesting. So I'm going to close it now. Also, let's bring in some bars. I'm going to pick this and I'm going to drag this there like that. Okay, now stroke off and then the fill. Let's set it to color white. I'll duplicate it 1, 2, 3 and then I'm going to drag this one down there, then drag this one up there. I'll select the 3 of them and then click on my move tool and click on this. Let's put it in a different group. Let's drag it above the glue. Let's put it in the group. Let's call it bars. Now we are going to resize. Let's see this one. You're going to resize this. Let's take the image out. You're going to rotate these somewhere like that. Is good. Yeah, it's better. Okay, now we also want to bring the bars. Let's drag the bars there and that is it. Now let's add some name there. That's another secret, guys. Utilize different shapes with your text. You can write in squares, you can write in circles. I'm going to write in circular form, so I'm going to hold shift and then draw a circular shape like this. I want to see it was. I'm going to set it to color black, and then I'll drag it underneath the image, and then I'll drag it somewhere here. I am going to click on my text tool and then come around it. You can see the cursor changes. I'm going to type over there. I'm going to pick my text. I'm going to use the name of the person, and then I'm going to paste it there. Now I'm also going to use a different font for this. I'm going to use Franklin Gothic Book Regular, and then I set it to caps. Set the font size to around 120. Too big, 105. Okay, and then I set it to color white. Now you're going to take this one off, or you're going to delete it. You don't need it again. Now click on the name, Ctrl T, and then just rotate it. I want specific areas to show. Put it in the group, and I'll call it round name or circular name, anyhow you want to call it. Let's double click it, and then let's give it some few layer style strokes. I'm going to set it to 2. I'll set the color to color black, and then I think that is it. Then maybe give it drop shadow as well. I'll set it to color black, opacity 100, angle 90. Let's give here 2, the spread 10, the size 9. Okay, and then I'll click here, set it to this, and then click on OK. Drag it underneath bars. Now guys, you can see it feels like it's not really in the middle, so I'm going to drag the image and then happy here a bit to make it look like it's really in the middle now of the round text. I'm going to drag the round text to around here. Now I want to bring in more effects. Another secret, you want to add some motion to your design. Once you add motion to it, it looks rich, it looks interesting, it looks amazing. One of the ways I like to add motion is to add motion blur to anything that I do, or if the image I'm already adding there already has some motion to it, I leave it like that. The blending modes, and I'm going to set it to divide. I'm going to give it a mask so I can mask unwanted areas, and then I'm going to mask here. Let's set the opacity all the way to 100, and then the flow also to 100, and let's set this side to color black. Let's clean any effect on the face and on the text here. Also this size, let's clean them all. Now I am also going to clean these ones. I don't want them there, so let's put it in a group, and then let's call it flowers. I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, and I'll go to Gaussian blur, and I just want to set it to 7, just a little bit blur. That is all. The other thing is, let's go to the background. This one, HBD, duplicate it. This time drag it all the way up, and then I want you to click on your move tool and move it all the way down here, and even possible just increase or scale it up a little bit more. Okay, so I feel like this is better now. Enter. Now we are going to give it some effect. Double click it, and then I want you to go to bevel and emboss. Click on shadow mode and drag it all the way to 63. Let's drag the opacity up more. Set it to color white, guys. The screen, drag it all the way down. Remember guys, here is normal, and then here come and choose this one, and the angle to 26, and then this to -122. All these, just retain them, and then click on OK. We are going to call it downbeat happy birthday so that we can remember it. Now we also want to add the name and then the date, so let's click somewhere here, and then let's pick the name. Let's pick the date first. Let's paste the date there, and then the date, we are using Franklin Gothic heavy. Let's go to the font size. Let's set it to 51, the leading to 44, and then let's go to paragraph. Let's set it to this. Click on your move tool and move it somewhere here. Duplicate it and then drag it here. Now click on this, then drag it here. Drag it like that. Pick that, paste it there. Let's pick a color. Let's pick reddish color because I can see some red in the shirt, so red will be good. Let's pick red. Now let's put it in the group. Let's call it date name. We also want to bring in some glow. Another secret again, add glows to it. Guys, you can see I created a glow in the background so that I can add some glows to it. Now it's time for you to add some glow to it. Once you add glows to it, it looks more natural. People are attracted to like. Alright, so let's click on our brush, and then let's pick this yellowish color on the happy, and then click on OK. Set your caps lock off. The first glow we are going to add is around this side. Then I'll go and then I'll set it to linear dodge. Okay, drag it between them. Enter. Now I'm going to duplicate it. Click on my move tool. I'm going to drag it all the way to the hair area here. Now I'm going to duplicate it again, and this time I'm going to drag it to the wrist here. I'm going to duplicate it again to make it 2. Then I'll duplicate it again, and I'll drag it all the way to, I guess, around this side. I'm going to duplicate it again. Let's drag it here. Let's make it control. Let's make it big and drag it there. Now let's come down to this and then duplicate it, and then let's drag it. Let's drag it somewhere here. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of glows in there, and that is what makes it interesting. Let's call it glow, guys. Now the whole flyer is glowing. And then now let's also merge everything. Control Alt Shift and then E. Right click it and then convert it to a smart object. Then let's go to camera raw filter. And then let's add some few, camera raw stuff. Let's go to basics. Let's set the temp to 13. Let's set the tint also up a little bit, 17 or 18. Let's set the exposure just a bit, 0.5 will do. Let's set the contrast to 14 or 15. Let's set the highlights down to 6. Let's set the shadows also down to 18. Let's set the whites also up to 3. Let's set the black also down to -16. Let's set the texture also up to 7. Let's set the clarity just a bit up to maybe 3 or 2. 2 would do. Let's set the dehaze also up to 13. Let's set the vibrance, guys. Vibrance up a lot to 36. Awesome. Now I'm going to leave it like this. I click on OK. Now guys, another secret: when you add glow to something, sometimes adding noise to it makes it epic and cinematic. Okay, noise is really important. So we are going to solid color and then we are going to set it to black. Then we are going to right click it and convert it to a smart object. We are going to set this side to color black, and then we are going to set the background there to color white. Then we are going to filter. We are going to filter gallery, and then we are going to select film grain. And then we're going to set this side to 4, set the highlights to 6, set the intensity to 4. Great. And then we are going to click on OK. Now let's go and set the blending mode to color dodge. Awesome. And then let's set it to 70%. And that is it. Let's call this one noise. Let's zoom in so you can feel the noise in the background. It makes it so rich and even glows it well. Okay, so now this is how you create something like this. Now guys, if you love this video, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Now guys, give it a like. Just like this video for me, just to motivate me to do more videos like this. I love you all guys. See you in the next video.